I'm dancing. Hey guys, welcome. My name is Charlie Grace. Welcome to Behind the Wheel Wednesday, where we talk about really cool travel, RV, van life topics. We got a special guest today. Really excited. As you can see, just to give you a little heads up, I'm in my awesome Winnebago Echo in a undisclosed Walmart parking lot somewhere in Colorado. So I'm spending the summer in Colorado, going to a lot of really cool events. Hope to see a lot of you there because I never get to go on the West Coast. This is really exciting. We got some friends, and of course, we got our good friends, RV Life with Adrian Ruth. Thanks so much for being here. Hope you're having a great night. Hope you had a really great glamp out. Well, I saw the glamp out pictures. Very jealous with the Adventure Bandits and the whole crew. Such a fun time. I wish I could have been there this year, but maybe next year. We're working on it next year. But we're going to have a really cool topic tonight, and it's something that's near and dear to my heart, and I'll tell you why. Because I've had some mechanical issues in the past couple weeks. Let's just say I got towed. We'll do a video about that later. Things are happening, things we're learning about. This is the first year Winnebago's done the Sprinter chassis for the Echo, and we're learning a lot. I feel like I'm the first guinea pig, but that's okay. Because you know what? I would rather have it happen to me so we can sort of fix this all together. So when you guys decide to purchase down the road, you're not going to have those kind of issues. So no worries, no big deal. But with that being said, the guest I have tonight is going to talk about, it's going to help you when you get in those pickles. Because I tell you what, let me tell you what, I was in a pickle. So I'm going to welcome my guest. Here we go. Hold on. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you?
Hi, Charlie. I'm doing great.
I just realized, guess what? Two things. It's been a while since I've done this. I love when I get new guests on and I'm sitting here going, wait a minute, did I change my background? No. There I go. Yes. Gotta love these things. It's, it hasn't like I've been doing this for 5 years or something. So I was in a pickle in the past couple weeks, and I really, really, really need someone like you to talk to. And so I'm really excited to have you here. Elizabeth is my special guest tonight. She's from RV Help. If you haven't heard about that, we're going to talk about that just a little bit. So what exactly is RV Help?
Yes, and thank you so much for letting me come on and give everyone a good preview of what RV Help is, because we're still in what I would consider infancy, right? We're 4 months into being live, and at this point, we have received so much good feedback and all of these RV owners that are coming to our site, but there's still work to be done. And that's why I'm happy to be here tonight and let everybody learn. And so RV Help is a marketplace. And what our goal is to make RV life a little bit easier for everyone. And one of those big things is that peace of mind when you leave your dealership or you buy a used RV and you're hitting the road, and you turn around and have some kind of, whether it's a interior or exterior problem, but you're on a trip, you're trying to have fun, you're meeting new people, you're doing things that typically not everyone, it's not an everyday thing. And so we've created a marketplace online where RV owners can come and search locally for trusted, reliable, certified technicians in their area. And so we're basically taking that guessing game out of the RV owners and making sure that they're getting connected with the technicians who have gone to school, who have done an intense amount of training. I mean, so far beyond anything that my admiration for these technicians is through the roof. And so what we're trying to do is create a marketplace for RV owners that it's a trusted one-stop shop where they can get all of their RV help needs that they have. Now, whether that is, like you're having where you had a mechanical issue in a random location, or even if it's in your driveway at your home base. So it's really taking that need away from going to a dealership and having to, basically surrender your unit for a determined amount of time and potentially stop the fun. And so that's really where we're coming in and giving an additional option and an alternative to an issue that I feel like, you've experienced, I've experienced, and it's all being put on one centralized marketplace called rvhelp.com.
I love that idea. And I want to break that down just a little bit, guys, because this is really exciting. I mean, I know I've taken my RV in to a service station, and it might be 3, 5, 6, 10 days, sometimes a month. You never know what's going to be. And the idea of maybe having someone come to your residence, come to your campground, take a look out there. If it's able to be fixed there, that's important. There's a caveat because there might be some other things involved. That is a huge, huge thing. That is, it just takes away that kind of stress of not knowing what's going on. That's number one. Number two, you're right. I am in a strange place, never been here before. And you're like, who do I trust? How am I going to find someone who's certified? My skill set is duct tape and zip ties.
Same. We're right. I'm like we were right there together.
Right
on
there. So not that I'm not dangerous with those two things, but I'm just saying sometimes things are a little more than duct tape or zip ties, and you need some help. And that's really what this is all about. And I love the fact that it is what do I say? It's user friendly. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I look at these things and go, wow, how easy would this be if, we're all on our phones, on our iPads, on our laptops, things like that. And when stuff hits the fan, which it does,
Yes.
we're trying to Google and look for things, and it's so confusing. It's so nice to go to one source.
Yes. And you have already said something that I can't wait to I want to scream it from the mountaintops is we have a mobile app. And so not only can you go online to rvhelp.com, but you can also go to your app store. And right now we're already live in the Apple store. And to all of our Android users, with the biggest heart, I can say it's coming soon. It's coming so soon. We playing the game of how do you get an app live in Google and Apple. I don't think anyone knows the answer there. And so we're a little bit at their mercy, but it is coming soon. And I'm hoping we're in the final stages. And as soon as we say we're live, we will let y'all know. But as of right now, you can already go to your Apple store and download the app and start searching for technicians in your area right now.
Okay, I want to share this real quick because I want you guys to see what it looks like on the desktop because this is important, guys. It's called rvhelp.com. Okay, write this down. Someone put a link in the chat. I've got some moderators on here. I know you guys can do this. rvhelp.com. Take a look at this. It's a fantastic site. You guys did a really great job because I like the simplicity of it. Going to be very simple about it. Find a technician, find an inspector. Now, I want to ask you about this upgrade to Pro. What does that exactly do for you?
So that adds an extra layer of convenience, support, and additional options that non-pro members wouldn't necessarily have access to. And so what that brings to the table is virtual technician services. And that is a huge component if you're in a rural area. Maybe you're on some BLM land or you're near a national park and there isn't someone in that area at the moment. Those virtual technicians are the same technicians that are on this website. So it's not anyone new. It's already that same trusted technician who has gone to school for this. And instead of them making their way out to wherever you are, you can hop on a video chat with them. And these technicians have basically been handpicked by us to ensure that we are giving the best service and also making sure that we cover a wide variety of areas. And so that virtual technician service is available to our pro members. We have a concierge service, which you would be working directly with me. And so if you want to save time and you're just like, you know what? I am trying to get to the beach today. I don't want to look for a technician in my area. Then that would be me. That's who you would contact. And that's exactly who I would step in and go, okay, let me take that stress off your plate. I'll find you someone. And so that's one of the services. And then there's additional filters where our pro members would be able to look and see in their area who is offering some free troubleshoot calls, which what I mean by that is normally whenever you do find a technician and you pick up the phone, you're trying to get some service, you're trying to narrow down what that issue is. And what we will be able to help you filter is find those technicians that are already putting that customer commitment through the roof. And so there are those technicians that are willing to pick up the phone, have a conversation, and potentially save you hundreds of dollars from going out and maybe replacing a fuse that they could have just told you where to find that, or flipping a breaker, or it's something that is, they can do that pre-diagnostic. And those intention of that technician is to save you that money. They don't want to come out there and waste your time, waste their time, because if it's something simple, then that's one of the things that I can't sing our technicians' praises enough, is that they are some of the most giving people I've ever encountered. And I get to have, in my day-to-day, I feel like I split my time 50-50 with RV owners and service providers. And every time I have a chance to talk with a service provider, they are so excited to tell me, I got a call from someone in my area, but you know what? It was just a fuse. And I don't want to go out there and charge them my dispatch fee. I don't want to take time away from them when it's a 30-second fix. And so that's one of the things that our pro members can filter and get that advanced filtering for. The other one that is, I think, is just, again, I can't stop singing the praises of our providers, is some of the providers on the platform offer special discounts to our pro members. And that is a discount on maybe their dispatch fee or their service fee. And again, it's those providers that are going above and beyond from the moment you find them. And they are basically willing to say, you know what, I'm so committed to the quality of work that I do that I know I can offer this discount. And we're still, you're going to be the next person that calls me when you have a problem again. And so it's just that rapport and that trust that these providers are building that I can't sing their praises enough, truly. And so
let's look at this for a second, because I want to show people how this works. Because I just put in, I'm in the Denver, Colorado area today, and heaven forbid I need a technician. Look at all these things. Things pop up. We've got lots of different ideas. We've got a great map here that shows where they're located, although of course they can, I'm sure, come to you. They're certified, when they've started. I mean, lots of really cool things here. And what I love about this is, as you filter this, you can talk about your category like we talked about. Right now we're just looking at mobile RV repair, but you can look at solar, generators, windows, detailing, cleaning, holding tank cleaning, black tank, gray tank, that kind of thing, which of course is a big deal, which
everyone's favorite.
Highly recommend everyone do that once a year. And you can look at their master certification level. Are they, registered, certified, master? Where exactly are they? I just love the filters on this, and gives them lots and lots of options, because sometimes things are a little more sticky than others. And I really like having, the whole entire depth of what we're looking at.
Yes, and what you're seeing on your left-hand side, where it's that blue pro highlighted section, those are those pro member features that I was talking about, where if you were a pro member, you would be able to toggle those on and filter down from, if I'm almost squinting in on how many are in the area, but you would be able to filter down, and maybe there's 25 technicians in this area, but there's only one that's offering discounts. And so it really makes your options, it kind of shortlists for you. Right. And so it narrows that down. And again, when you are a pro member, you're getting access to all of these benefits that just, again, add that additional level of convenience. And so we're trying to make it as easy for someone in need to find what they're looking for. And quick.
Okay. So here's a question. I love this. Like, what's the cost? Okay. So you can look at this. There's a pro membership, and there's what I call a basic membership, essentially. We'll call it. No? Yes?
Yes. And so there's 2 levels for our memberships. And right now we have until July 14th, we are still having our Founders Club rates. And so essentially you're getting this for 50% off, which is a huge deal, because just on our premium services alone, what we're offering would be saving at minimum around $300. And so, and truly, the other one is about it. So at their regular pricing, it would be $199 for our premium membership and $99 for our standard membership. Right now, you can get both of those for under $100. So that's our offer that's happening for those founding members. And something I want to just kind of highlight with those founding members is, you're talking to me. And when I say that, you are on the ground floor for RV help. So if you see something that you want improved, or there's something that we haven't quite thought of, because you can't think of everything. We're a small team. We like to think that we're the smartest out there for this, but at the end of the day, everyone's living their own experiences. And so if someone has an issue that comes up and we haven't thought of it, that's where I keep the communication line open. And so all of our founding members, they're talking to me a couple times before they ever even actually have used our services, because I'm trying to make sure that if there is something we haven't thought of, that we can address it. And so that's one of, at least for me, when I look at the pro membership, I'm like, get in on that founding level, because you're going to have a really big voice in how we shape what comes next. And there is a lot coming next. And that's where I think, as even an RV owner, I get the most excited, because all of the things that we're working on will directly have a benefit into my life. And it's probably why I kind of nerd out too much about it.
Well, it's a big deal. I mean, whether you're a full timer, any timer like me, part timer, it doesn't matter because things break
Yeah.
and things need to be fixed. And sometimes we can do it, and sometimes we can't. Sometimes we need that technical help. I want to jump really quick because I know we're talking about the technicians. I want to talk about the inspections, and I'll tell you why. Here's the story. Ready for this? I just sold for the first time a used RV to a really wonderful lady named Glinda. Love Glinda, and she has my old adventure van, which I love, and she's going to be taking it for trips. And I made a point to say, hey, listen, I think you should get it inspected. Not that I think there's anything wrong with it, but I think it's important to be transparent,
Yeah.
think about those things. And I think anyone who's considering getting any kind of used RV should get it inspected. And you guys also do inspections, right?
Well, I wish I could say yes, me, but no, the technicians who are way more skilled in that regard. But yes, we also have a technician sort, and so that search for technicians covers for both new and used. And so
Okay.
that's where, in your case, there definitely could have been someone that came out to y'all and inspected your unit, most definitely.
Yep. I'm just pulling up Nashville, Tennessee for fun, just to see what's up there, because I know it's where I'm originally from. There's lots of people there. I mean, I'm telling you, you guys can look at this and you can add different filters to this. And I love to see that we've got lots of options here. I highly recommend it. I know people there've been a lot of our friends on YouTube who are looking for used RVs and such. And after inspection, sometimes once you have the data, once you have the knowledge of what you're getting yourself into, then you can really make that decision. Am I willing to accept these flaws and get them fixed? Or, do I want something 100% perfect? Whatever it looks like, at least you have that information.
And something that I think is maybe not as stated as enough is that these people are all small independent business owners. They're not working with the dealership. They're there for you. They're an unbiased person coming to let you know, hey, I'm seeing this, and I'm talking about meticulous, detailed inspection reports that are I know they vary, but I've seen plenty that are 100+ pages with pictures included. And inspections, at one point in time, I would have told someone, my big advice would be to be a very handy man, to be a very handy woman, to be ready to grab that duct tape and zip ties, like you said. About 6 months into RV ownership, I'm probably would have kind of not said that to people and said, get an inspection. Because like you said, it makes all the world of difference in your decision making. I mean, knowledge is power in this. And so if you're walking into a unit that needs some cosmetic repairs, maybe has a few things that have been unaddressed just because it's been used and like it should be, at least Or on another case, you're getting something right off of the showroom floor, and there's things that may have been missed, and that's something that you definitely need to know. I mean, all of us understand that it's a major purchase, and it's something that we're looking forward to getting into and making good memories, and we're trying to provide a way for us to kind of stop the ability for people to just go out and go, okay, I'm buying this and I hope it works. And so that for me is where I didn't get an inspection. I will be the first person to raise my hand and be right there with Glinda. And there are things with our unit, and there are some structural things with our unit that we will have to address in the near future because we didn't know. And not that I'm saying, oh, we didn't know and we're stuck with it, but we just didn't know. And it would have, again, been so nice if I at least just had a small hint at what was to come. And I have there's no regrets, or I really wouldn't change much of anything about my unit by any means. But there are things that I wish. And that's one thing that now I'm working with RV Help. I have that privilege and know that, but it's good to share it because not everyone knows, like you said, that we're out there and that these inspectors you're hiring someone to work on your behalf and have your best interest in mind. And that's where I think, again, I'm probably going to annoy the listeners and the viewers, but these technicians and inspectors are brilliant in what they do, and the pride that they have with their craft, it really, you see it in the quality of work that they put out. And I'm very proud to know that people are walking in, whether you're brand new or have been doing it for 20 years, you walk in and you have someone on your team that's confidence hard to find. And so that's where, I mean, I think the inspectors potentially get overlooked sometimes. And there's a huge component that they bring that you don't really find at a dealership, where you're working and negotiating, but you have someone on your side. And that's where I think it's really special for them.
It's an advocate. It's absolutely an advocate for the buyer. And I think that's fantastic. So yeah, I'm, like I said, huge fan of RV inspectors. Love, love, love the idea. I love the idea because let's pretend I just talked to a couple. They live in, where are they from? They're from Kentucky, and they bought a unit in Florida. He flew down to go check out the unit. And I said, well, did you get an inspector? He said, no, I wish I would have. I didn't know anybody in the area. I said, well, if you would have gone to a website or an app like RV Help, you could have found inspectors in the area to help you before your decision to buy, which it might still been the decision to buy. Who knows? But at least you know what you're getting yourself into. So big fan of inspectors. I love it.
And truly, that's what you just said is, you don't have there. I remember us searching where I'm from, Texas, and our unit that we bought was in Florida. And so if it's those little things, it's like you can't dwell on hindsight.
No.
But there are inspectors that could have gone in Florida, and even for a used unit. And so, and I think in my experience in talking with people, with both RV owners and providers, that it's well received by dealerships when they're expecting it. They know that inspectors are out there, so it's not like there's going to be any kind of like contentious moments.
Right.
That it's not new. It's just getting it highlighted and amplifying. Like, this is an option for you as an RV owner, and to use it.
All right, so let's talk about you. This is fun because you're an RV owner. It's exciting. I want to know, what kind of RV do you currently have?
So I wish I would have wrote down my unit number, but I have it's one of those that my brain just scrambled, but I have a KZ Durango Gold, and I will have to recap on what the actual unit number is, but ours is a little different. We have out the backside on my left, where it's just glowing right now, is a patio. So it looks like a toy hauler going down the road, but when it's down, it's just right into our living room. So we have a kind of, I like to think our layout is a little bit unique.
Okay, now I understand. I'm seeing some really cute fluffies behind you. Is that a Great Pyrenees?
It is. It is definitely a Great Pyrenees. Good eye.
So you have big fluffy dogs.
I do, and the other one is a lab. So I've got two pretty large dogs within our RV.
So understand. I mean, you have to have space when you got big dogs. Yeah, that makes sense. I can completely understand that. So now that and how long have you had your RV?
We just crossed that 2-year mark of being full-time.
Okay. So what is one thing you love about it? And what is one thing you wish you could sort of change a little bit?
Maybe I've already given it away a little bit, but the patio I do truly love. I'm through and through. I hope the term dinkwad is something that people are familiar with. My dogs are similar to children to me personally, and so that was a big thing. Was how do I not? I know it's irrational and weird potentially, but it was how do I work from my house that is small and have these large dogs that doesn't disrupt me constantly. But the other thing, I mean, truly, my kitchen is wonderful. I cannot believe I have a gas burning stove. So that is definitely the thing that I love. That's my creative outlet, is cooking. And so I really, really, really am happy about that stove.
That's cool. That's good. I mean, I'm an induction cooktop fan right now. So this is the first time I really enjoyed it. And I have a lot of energy. I have a lot of batteries. So it makes a big difference. So I'm like waking up in the morning, making like 3 or 4 scrambled eggs, ham, bacon. I'm a Southern gal. I like to make a big breakfast. So it's a fantastic thing. I love that. Kitchens make all the difference in the world.
Yes. And I'm a foodie too. So that, I mean, I have to, it's just where, like I said, the creativity where I get to actually express it. And so I love it. And, you have the benefit of it. I'm sure it gets hot real fast. So your wait time, it's faster than me probably.
Yep. Got it. Okay. So you're out on the road these days. What has been your favorite campground since you've been going full time?
I have a very special campground in Winchester, Virginia. So that's about an hour and a half east of Washington, D.C. Okay. And the campground was the first one for us, me and my partner, to be able to go to a campground and then bike into town. I mean, that's how close it was to downtown. And so that will forever kind of stick out to me, because it was such a fun experience to actually get to hop out of my RV, and then just hop on my bike. And it was like, it's one of those surreal moments of, is this normal? Are we having just a casual like bike ride to a quaint historic town? And so those are those, at least for me, those moments that click, and I have to stop and stay present because I think it's very special, and I definitely don't take that for granted.
It's a thing. It's definitely a different way of looking at these things. Hey, listen, I want to share this one more time because for people who just joined, we're talking with Elizabeth from RV Help, and here's the deal, guys. These guys have it's our go-to site from now on. This is all I'm saying. Go-to site app and website. If you need an inspector, if you need a mobile tech, this is fantastic. And you can see them all over the country right there. But most importantly, between now, I think July 14th, you said, correct?
Yes.
July 14th, you can get the base minimum price, and that's going to, expand because that's what things do. You'll get in the bottom floor. You'll be like a founding member of this whole entire thing. Really cool. And I've got some stories. One of my favorite stories. I'm going to take this off. You and I have a friend in common. Do you know who that might be?
Oh, this is suspense. I'm feeling.
Oh, this is fun. They have a little daughter named Ellie.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think
he's a redhead.
Heath, of course.
Heath.
Okay. I'm like, I'm letting the crowd come in. I'm trying to.
No. This is okay. So for those people who don't know, Heath and Alyssa Padgett, I've been friends with them for quite some time. And back in the day, we had RV entrepreneurial group back in the day. And it's sort of fun to see how we've all graduated over the years and things we've done and businesses we've had and whatnot. And I know he's one of the founding members of this too. So always nice to, give a little plug there. I love those guys. I'm really excited. But I'm glad you're on the team. I'm so excited that you're the concierge. Oh, my.
Yes. I mean, I'm just as excited as you because who gets to talk to everybody that's living the same lifestyle as them and getting to, participate in finding a solution and getting someone excited to get back on the road, maybe completely change their perspective of how their vacation started and how it's going to finish. I mean, that's very special for me. And so I love it. I hope anytime anyone reaches out to me, it does kind of suck, right? Because they're reaching out because something broke. And so it starts out, a little rocky, but we get there. And I've very affectionately, by one of our other founders, his wife has kind of donned me as the director of Happy Campers. And I'm wearing that badge as proudly as I can. And so that's my goal is if you are talking to me that when all things are said and done, we're back on track and you're on your vacation or you're doing whatever means is why you're on the road, because I know for me, I'm on the road for different reasons than other people. And so I'm just trying to meet people where they're at and make sure that they're safe and they're happy and their unit is working.
Understood. Someone asked me the other day, so why are you on the road? I'm like, I go to cool places, I see cool people, and I do cool things, and I repeat that. Pretty much. That's sort of like my cycle, go, meet, do, and then repeat. I'm fine with that. But in order to do that, I have to have a vehicle or an RV that is tip-top shape, trustworthy, reliable, dependable. Very important, these things. And without that, it can make your trip completely different. And sometimes being an RV person, you have to go with the flow and just, this is one of those things that'll be really helpful. But you know what? I'm going to give you the last word, and then we're going to go into something else. So Elizabeth, take it away.
I love it. Okay. If I can tell anyone to do anything right now, it is definitely, if you are an Apple user, go to the Apple store and download the RV Help app. It will be in your back pocket when you need it, because you will. And it's a sad reality, but it's going to be there for you. And we are ready to step in and help support that. So go to your Apple store, download it. And then on the other end, Android users, you're coming so soon. And so soon. And so for Android users, sign up for our newsletter. It's right on the homepage, and you can sign up and you'll be one of the first to know when it goes live.
Perfect. All right. With that being said, we're going to stop the podcast, but we're going to do something else. Here we go. As with every good show, there's always a behind the scenes.
Yeah.
There's always the fun stuff. So I'm just curious, how old are your pups?
They are about to, okay, I say it as I'm a strange dog owner. So they're both 8 and 9 right now.
Okay.
Both of them have a birthday coming up. So almost 10 and 9.
Okay, dog moms unite. Just saying,
Yes.
I'm an 8-year-old. I understand this. I mean, it's a big deal. And I always say I have the world's most expensive dog house on wheels.
Yes.
And her
Yeah.
goal is to pee in the lower 48. So that's sort of the way I look at it. It wasn't mine; it's really hers. So it's fun. I think it's Walmart across America, Cracker Schmerels, Cabela's. On the East Coast, it's very different than on the West Coast.
Yes. Yes.
Finding out a lot of new things on this side. However, yeah, I think traveling with pets, it's a big deal. I don't know about you. I wouldn't want to travel any other way.
You catch me on a day that the 150-pound Great Pyrenees has maybe caught the zoomies in the house, and maybe I would say differently. But no, I truly, one of the things that cracks me up is on our patio, we took the stairs down and built a custom ramp because, as you can imagine, Amazon doesn't really cater to the 150 pounders and up for dogs. Yeah. And so as they've gotten a little bit older, of course, we had to make some adjustments there, or we would have him just barreling down on top of us. So, I mean, it was pick your battle. And so we have a pretty heavy duty ramp out there for him. And so that's definitely one of the fun, like cute little memories I'm going to have with this is that we have we catered a ramp to our dog. So I don't know what that says about me. Take it what it is, but
it says you are a practical and responsible pet owner, that you're putting their needs first. That's a fantastic thing. I think that's great. If people do these you talked about pets being like children. I totally get it. I mean, I have a lot of kids, and I got a dog, and they all get equal treatment on these kind of things. But it's sort of fun. So I'm just curious, when you travel, I'm the kind of person for my travel day. When I'm really on the road, I don't know why, I've been craving Culver's. Do you guys like stop for fast food when you're on the road, when you're doing travel days? I'm curious.
So because we're a little bit different on why we came into our full-time RVing. So my partner's job is basically moving every 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
We have different, we're at a fast pace, but not as fast as maybe other people that are really trying to see everything, with some pace. And so when we are having to move, it's typically under a time crunch where we have that weekend to get to the next location. So unfortunately, when we're doing that and I hate to go back to the dogs again, but I've heard this on your podcast already, is we're fans of Loves, and that's where you will find us. And so I typically have a cooler packed with some kind of like leftover that we go in, and I am a happy continual user of their microwaves. And so I'll go in, pop our food in. Connor will be out walking the dogs and letting them go potty. And then we go out and we just kind of have a little bit of a picnic. But I will say we're pretty tough on ourselves on those travel days. I know there's those rules of some people have their 3-3-3 rule or 4-4-4. We don't adhere to that rule.
You're just like, get there. Let's go. Point A to point B. Yeah.
Yes. And so we typically are trying to spend around 8 hours. But again, we're Texan. So you have to remember that when I say, when I'm expecting to spend 8 hours in the car on over a 2-day course, I'm a little unfazed by it, just because typically it takes 6 hours just to get out of Texas from where my hometown is. And so we're a little bit different in that regard, but that's our go-to. It's not fast food, it's Loves for their microwaves.
Love me some Loves. Telling you, they're fantastic. They started as a hospitality industry. Most people don't know that.
I did not. That's really cool. And it shows. It definitely shows.
It does. And I think that, everyone thinks the fuel and everything else. I'm like, no, they're actually there for customer service and hospitality, and they were in the hotel industry, and they're incorporating more and more, which I think is interesting. So yeah, really cool. Okay. So this is where it gets fun. You get to ask me any question you can think of. Now, I may not answer it, but you can ask me a question. This is fun. I love this.
Right. And so I guess my big question, and I'm sorry for a little distraction here. I love the comment of you can drive 12 hours and still be in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes, you can. But to you, I mean, what would be, because I kind of hinted at it a little bit earlier, my advice as I've spent more time in the RV and living the single time life is what has changed for you? I mean, my perspective was, be really handy. You have to have this positive and be willing to DIY things. And now my perspective has changed, and maybe I'm advocating for something else. And so has anything really changed for you from when you started and from to now?
That's a good question. I think it's interesting being solo. Let's start with that,
Okay.
because you feel like you do need to know everything, but in reality, you just need to tap into your community. And I think that's really important. There's a lot more people out there that are willing to help and assist in the knowledge base in
Yeah.
finding things out and working things around. I think that's been the biggest takeaway for me is I feel like I need to read every single manual, need to know every single thing. I really don't. I just need to trust my gut. I need to plan accordingly, and I need to know where my resources are. So I'm
Yeah.
sort of going back to the Albert Einstein. It's not what you memorize; it's how you get to the information. If you can access things like that. So that's been one of my key takeaways that I've been thinking about for a while. The other thing, of course, is I get is how do you feel about being a woman on the road all by yourself? And I'm like, well, I'm a Southern redhead. Good luck with them. But I think parking anxiety is still prevalent.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I think like and today's a great example. I had a bunch of little errands to do, a lot of things to do, and I have to go someplace tomorrow, but I didn't really have a parking space tonight. And so I was using my apps, my iRlander and Allstays and different things like that. And just try I don't need to spend $80 in a campground. I just need a place to lay my head for the night safely, get up the next morning, go where I gotta go. And there's a lot of places that a lot of people that unfortunately taken advantage of those things, and we've lost the privileges of parking at some of those places, which isn't cool because let's be honest, that's what it was really meant to be. It wasn't meant to be a resort for 2 weeks that you hang out in a Walmart parking lot and grill outside and do this and do that. That's taking advantage of a situation. So yeah, I think it's been a real journey,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm excited to be where I am. I can only wait to see what happens next year.
And that's I think the beauty of all of it is that it's going to be different and you're going to learn. And that's where it's like, for me, what's your favorite campground? You have to think, well, what was going on at that time for me? Like what made it so special? And I'm excited for you for next year. I'm excited for everyone, especially not just segueing right back to RV Help, but it's like to know that you can go somewhere and know that you can find help wherever you are.
Yep.
That is a peace of mind that I feel like there's been a gap missing because, when you're talking about being in a Walmart parking lot, if something broke down, I bet in your area right now, there's probably a dealership with a service bay near there. But unfortunately, you're there for a night. What happens if you're in 3 days from now and you are in an area where the next Camping World or a different dealership is hundreds of miles away? That is where I feel like we can come in and solve at least one of those key pieces that kind of bring anxiety to this experience, because you get in something and you are driving away from your comfort and you're driving away from that community that you've mentioned. And so I think there's, for me, and not always being with my partner in the camper, to know that I can call someone if he's out of town and not just be like, well, we've got water everywhere. Mm-hmm. What do I do? And it's like, okay, I turned it off at the faucet, but now what? And I like to think that I'm calm and cool, collected in those moments, but there is a learning curve for me on a lot of these things because it's just built different. And it's not that we're not capable humans. It's just you don't know until you know. And a lot of times, I don't even know where our manual is right now. And so how bad is that for me? I'm sure it's in one of the 2 drawers that I can see, but it's something that I haven't pulled out and read through and through because I'm a little bit too excited about what I'm doing, where we're going. And so, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a lot of people's is feelings coming into it is excitement. And you don't want to walk into this with the thought of, oh, what ifs. It's just like, no, be excited and be happy because you know that there is a service out there that's going to have your back.
Exactly right. A backup. I love that. All right. Well, listen, we're going to close tonight. This is fun. I'm going to put you in the basement. There's milk and cookies. You'll be fine. I'll be right back. Hold that thought. We're going to say bye to Elizabeth. Everybody say bye. Bye. She's fantastic, guys. I really, really, really wanted you guys to know about this. This is very important because, especially for my solo ladies out there on the road who keep saying, but what about, well, what if this happens? This is exactly what you need. You need to join. you need to take a look and maybe even take a look at some of the places that you might be going to see if the resources are available, which I know they are. There's a lot out there, but just sort of get your feet wet, and we can go through and maybe we'll do another tutorial sometime on how to use this, but really, really think this is a worthwhile situation. Take a look at joining, maybe take a look at the premium membership and being a founding member, because like she said, now's the time to get the discount. So until next week, guys, have a fantastic week. And just remember, safe travels and happy tales.